Okay, folks, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Valiant Master today, because today we are going to be returning we had a session of Forbidden Lands scheduled for today, but I sort of threw a wrench in the works and decided we were going to give this one a try tonight. With me tonight is one of our stalwart regulars on the channel, Graham.
Hi there.
Oh, Anna's aside too. What we were gonna play Forbidden Lands, and then Graham and I got to talking, and this is the night where we normally play, or the day depending on time zone, where we normally play our Mithras game, and unfortunately we were down to just the two of us, so we talked about different games we could do. No one else was available to join us, or wanted to join us, I guess. So one of those two things could be true. Both of them could be true. Graham has been running the Nimble RPG, which was released a couple years back, and then has also done a successful Kickstarter recently. And Tales of the Valiant Nimble is the sort of 5e adjacent game that Graham is currently obsessed with. Tales of the Valiant is the 5e adjacent game that I am currently obsessed with. So I thought we would introduce Graham to this as a point of comparison. Also because Graham's played Investigative Wizards in a couple of the other campaigns we've played on the channel. So this has been cobbled together as an excuse for us to kick the tires on the Tales of the Valiant. The setting for our tale today is going to be a bit of a nebulous, quasi-magical Victorian, thing. If you think, any kind of, so one of the things that I don't like running steampunk stuff, I like running coalpunk stuff. So the difference in my mind is coalpunk is more concerned with the perspective from the working class rather than the wondrous, gadgets of the age and whatnot. And that is kind of going to be where our tale is. The story for today is called The Collector. And Graham, why don't you tell us who you are playing today?
Certainly. Well, welcome everyone. I am playing Harlan Kredge. Harlan is he's a reclaimer wizard, an investigator, a sleuth, someone who pads the streets, solving crimes, I guess, recovering artifacts, uncovering things that people would rather leave covered up. And in this day and age and in this city, there is no limit to the number of jobs he is offered, because it's that kind of place. Things just disappear and they need to be found. And often, who will they come to? They'll come to Harlan Kredge.
Is it the Harlan Kredge you're playing?
Sorry?
Is it the Harlan Kredge you're playing? My goodness.
Well, yes, I think so.
And he is also accompanied by his literally and figuratively silver-tongued companion, Mr. Mirror. So our tale starts about 2 weeks before we will kick off our tale. It starts in a pub. Now, Harlan, whether it is your previous reputation, whether it is that the means that you have, I don't foresee that you necessarily have like a storefront that you operate out of, or like you work with a large detective or investigative agency. You're probably the guy they bring in when, the insurance company needs to have discreet recovery of something.
Yeah.
And it is one such task. You will be meeting with a contact of yours at the, what are we going to call it? Let's call it the Excelsior Insurance Group. And your contact is someone named Kitty Edgerton. I'll put that in chat.
Okay. Is this, can I name this pub?
Sure. What do you got?
So it's the Three Feathers, and I think I frequent this quite frequently. I'm well known to the staff and the proprietor of the tavern. And I think I probably, in lieu of me not having an office or necessarily consulting rooms, I've made myself very at home here. And I perhaps have a little corner that often it's Mr. Kredge, good morning. Your corner? Yes, please. And I will find a place, probably by the fire. There's probably a warm beverage ready for me as I arrive.
Love it.
And I'll sit and wait for, what was her name? Kitty Edgerton to arrive, and I shall prepare myself mentally for her.
Where do you think Mr. Mirror has positioned himself typically? Does he sit in a corner carving something? Does he just stand, nearby? Clockwork individuals like him, they are full, they have full personalities, they have interests, they, as far as the church is concerned, they have souls. Okay. So they are sentient and, enjoy the soulful status, but he also can play up on the biases and bigotries of others to play the kind of statue man,
I see.
Approach.
Yes. I think probably he will be fairly independent of me in the tavern in that case, and he will perhaps find a separate table on which to sit. And I think what he's doing is he's sort of, well, with his silvered tongue and his mirrored countenance, is presenting a very convivial tavern patron, but at the same time he's also providing me with that little bit of extra intelligence about what's going on in the broader tap room as I'm perhaps undertaking my business.
Love it. Okay, so you would see someone who is dressed in such a manner that she looks like she would probably only be frequenting an establishment like the Three Feathers if she was forced to. Not ostentatious and not, aristocrat. She has the way she dresses is kind of like upper middle management. She has, let's see here, do I have illustration for her? I do not.
Okay.
But maybe I do. Let's see here.
She got I don't know, has she got like an officious looking briefcase or something?
She most certainly has that.
Excellent. And I thought she might.
The way that she seems to be unclasping it as she comes in tells you that she does not intend on spending any further time in here than is absolutely necessary for her to complete her transaction with you.
Yeah, I'll sense that straight away as she comes in.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. Let's see.
Well, I think as she comes in, because she will stand out so obviously, from my corner, I will stand because she won't necessarily know where I'm going to be in the tavern. And I will take a few steps, some clear steps where I think she can see me, and I will provide us a very slight bow, and I will sort of signal for her to come towards this sort of particular corner.
Okay. She looks over at one of the patrons or waitresses, or tavern ladies, kind of asks, if she's going to require something. The way she sort of waves her away, it tells you that, again, she probably does not intend on spending much time here. She walks over and says, Kredge?
Ms. Edgerton, I believe it is. Is that right?
That is correct. Do you think you've met her before, or is this first time?
I mean, I would love to be able to do the Sherlock thing where it's the first time, but as I see her, I start to sort of dissemble who she is, what she does, that sort of thing. And I might not be able to do that, but
no, that's great.
That helps me to do
you
that.
Definitely
So
could.
it's the first time. But
what I think is, so that would be, so typically you would use insight to try and judge demeanor or things like that, but it sounds like you're trying to actually pick up information about her. So that would be investigation. So why don't you give us an investigation check, please? And I'll tell you, you've got a passive investigation bonus of +5, so you're going to have a threshold of 21. If you want to know anything about her, you would not even need to make a roll, really.
Okay.
What you can tell from her, this Kitty is married. Kitty appears to the clothes that she is wearing appear to be they are new, but they are kind of last season's, couture, as it were. If you were to guess, she is someone who has recently received a promotion, new boots, new gloves, new jacket, but it's all stuff that is dated. She's not able to splurge in this, which means probably she's not used to whatever the pay bump is. The look on her face as she comes up tells you that she's perturbed about something. Why don't you give us an insight check as well?
Okay.
We'll set the difficulty at 13.
Right. Have I done that?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a good roll.
So I've got it set to automatically roll advantage. What we do is if you have advantage, we roll advantage. If you have disadvantage, we do that. If you don't have it, we just take the one on the left.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Okay.
But that's huge.
That's huge.
You can tell that she is upset, or not necessarily upset, but she's perturbed. But she's not perturbed about the surroundings. She's polite to the serving staff. And she's not perturbed about having to meet with you. If she doesn't know you before, I'm just going to revise the meeting then. She walks over. Harlan Kredge?
Miss Edgerton?
Yes. And she
please.
shakes your hand.
Please, take a seat. Take a seat. Would I be right to say that is your attire is from Emerson's? They're a marvelous haberdasher, marvelous tailors. You carry it extremely well. And I sort of sit down.
Yeah, let me make a will save for her. So she kind of is a little taken aback and then says, "Well, I see that you live up to your reputation then. Good.
As I am sure. So
my secretary send you any of the information about this matter?"
I have not been pre-briefed on this, so I look forward to understanding more what's your organization. You are representing Excelsior Insurance Group, is that right?
That is correct. I am a junior director with the Excelsior Assurance Group.
Very good.
Trust that the rates quoted to my secretary, those are acceptable to you?
Those are entirely acceptable.
Good. Then, tell me, do you know the name Rodney Weston? And you could give us a history check, or if you think there's another skill that would apply for your knowledge of sort of general ne'er-do-wells around the city or the country.
I'd tell you what, although it's not quite as good, maybe I should roll survival if it's ne'er-do-wells.
So survival in this game pretty much exclusively relates to like outdoor survival, tracking, things like that. Right. Yeah.
Let's go with history then, as you suggested it.
At 20. You have a long...
Know him? My goodness, I know him.
Rodney Weston is a burglar, and he's a art burglar that you've had many dealings with.
Yes.
He particularly is interested. He's a bit of a... actually, there's a name for it in Tales of Valiant that I do quite like. And I'll use like obviously the class stuff wouldn't necessarily apply.
No.
He is a con arcanist.
Oh, okay.
That looks great. So he's a con arcanist, which means he is a thief who does have a sprinkling of magical technique to him too.
Yeah.
You probably have like one or two things where you've dealt with him before. With a nat 20 tells me you probably are responsible for him seemingly going to prison on at least one occasion as a result of your investigations.
Absolutely.
What do you think your relationship with such a guy is? Rodney, I'll tell you, is not a violent. He's not like murder people and steal their shit. No. He's just a, relentless thief, for lack of a better term.
I like the idea that myself and Rodders, we go back a fair way, and actually, I'd say probably 60% of the time, I'm basically on his trail, and there's something that he's done. But 40% of the time, he's helped me to progress a particular investigation, because I know I can go to him. And so we have, I won't call it a love-hate relationship, but it's something where he knows me well enough that he doesn't mess with me too much, or if he does mess with me, he knows it's going to be trouble. Yeah,
that's fantastic. I'll point out as well, you have one of your abilities under Scrutinous. If you hear a creature speak for 1 minute or longer, not that one. It's under. Excuse me.
Is it Sleuth?
Yes, the one that allows you to tell the truth. You can only use that a certain number. Perfect. Thank you. So the phrasing's a little unusual here. Each of those can be used a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. So that's 2 times per day, or 2 times per long rest at least. So that means when you're making an insight or investigation check, you could choose to trigger that any roll of 9 or less is 10, or that zone of truth thing.
Okay. I think these days we're all looking for zones of truth, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay. So we know what a zone of truth does. Let me quickly spell.
You might need to help me with that.
Let's see here. So one of the neat ways this differs from standard 5e and a lot of the other things, this game makes a distinction between spells and rituals. Rituals are not something where, like, you have to prepare it. Rituals are a totally separate kind of arcane working, in the same way that cantrips are a different kind of arcane working. Your use of rituals is subject to the however many times the ritual lets you use it. Otherwise, you can use them as much as you want, and you do not have to have them memorized as part of your, spell preparations.
Okay. And as I'm about to reply in a moment to my understanding and my knowledge of Rodney Weston, Mr. Mirror turns up with a small silvered tray, and on it there is a sort of like a fruit cocktail, which is a current sort of de rigueur drink for the slightly higher and well-to-do in society. And sort of spotting who she is, and Mr. Mirror mirroring people, he clearly knows that actually she would probably appreciate something that is probably not alcoholic, but something that speaks something of status and is very tasty. And he sort of almost silently comes around and says, I shall of course answer your question, but please, my associate here, and perhaps something just to sort of refresh you in these slightly
give us a roll for persuasion for Mr. Mirror.
Mr. Mirror's persuasion, he's pretty good.
13's good enough. Okay. Right. So you know how Zone of Truth works. While it's active, 15-foot radius, until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell area for the first time on turn or starts its turn there makes a charisma save. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius.
That's nice.
And you know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its save.
Right. Okay.
So, she is speaking truth.
I mean, don't we all want the Zone of Truth as a spell?
Really? So she is sort of surprised by this, and this must be your companion, Mr. Mirror.
It's my associate. We work well together, and really the success rate that we have is at least in good part due to my associate, Mr. Mirror. I hope you enjoy your drink, Rodney Weston. Yes. Rodney, yes, a burglar. I've had many dealings with this arcanist. He is He's reasonably good at what he does, which is a rather unfortunate. But I do have dealings with him, and we do know each other, shall we say, professionally.
I had suspicions, but that is... Were you sociable with Mr. Weston?
We have had mutually useful dealings, but I wouldn't suggest to you that I am particularly sociable with him, no.
Well, if you had successful dealings with him professionally, I am sad to be the bearer of bad news that Mr. Weston is dead. His body was found in the region of Creedon Hill, and I don't think you need to make a roll for that. You probably know Creedon Hill is one of those. Well, actually, give us a roll. You're going to know that it's definitely it is like a community, but because it is off the train lines, I'm not sure you necessarily know much about Creedon Hill.
Okay,
but let's see. We'll give
okay, let's. What would you like me to?
History, please. Once again.
History, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. Pretty good.
Here's what you know about. So one of the things that is this game, like 5e, it embraces bounded accuracy. So it's not like other, like, you know, Pathfinder 2 or some of the other games with the increase, or 4th edition where there's the increasing thing.
Yeah.
You'll sort of know what a difficult roll is an 18, regardless of what your level is. Just you're going to be more likely to get that success because your proficiency bonus will be higher. Which is to say, a 22 is a really impressive roll.
That's a pretty good roll. Yeah. Okay.
What you know is, so Creedon Hill is one of those communities that is off the train line, and sort of anything that is off one of the train lines at this point is a bit of a backwater. And if it wasn't a backwater before, it has become one because people are having to commute from the places along one of the lines in order to get to them.
Yeah.
You also know that Creedon Hill is a bit of a notorious backwater for scoundrels. The current lord is someone named Forrest Fulmore. I'll put that in chat for you. I also put Creedon Hill in there.
Okay. I spelt it my way. Let's see. I always... No, got it completely wrong.
Okay. It is... Lord Forrest Fulmore, who is this? You can think of this as kind of a northwestern type region in the sense of closer to a tempestuous kind of, body of water. So there's poor weather that blows in quite often, as if from the Atlantic. And it is known for being a bit of a rogue's backwater, in the sense that there is a long-standing family that has been sort of involved in banditry in this region, and they are known as the Reeds. The Reeds, from what you understand in that role, they have not really been a threat in probably 3 generations. Like, they still have a bit of a reputation, but the more that people just don't really travel to Creedon Hill as much, the more that people, life goes on and the world gets more connected, the more they sort of are forgotten. But it's still a legendary, family that's apparently still has influence over Creedon Hill.
So I will recount sort of a brief summary to Ms. Edgerton of my knowledge of the place, and say, well, it does have, shall we say, highly attainable rents.
Interesting. You were very well informed, and more so than even our on-staff investigators have been. The Reeds, do you know of any connection between them and Mr. Weston? And
no, I mean, I don't know of any formal connections or indeed any business connections between them. It would not surprise me to know that there may well be one.
Yeah, because Rodders, is he a bit of is he a good judge of business partners, or is
He's appalling, utterly appalling.
There you go. Yeah, because the stories about the Reeds, these are back alley, right. Murderers. Like they're fucking bushwhack people on the roads and steal their shit. These are not master criminals. Like,
right, okay.
So what Kitty then says, our concern with Mr. Weston and with Creedon Hill is we have strong evidence to suggest that he acquired a artifact, an Arthumian dagger, from one of our insureds, and our investigation of the claim reveals that while Mr. Weston's body was recovered and identified in the Creedon Hill district, the artifact has yet to be recovered. We have taken steps to investigate his progress up until he left the Thistleton station. And from your role before, you would know Thistleton is like the nearest train stop from Creedon Hill.
Right.
From the Thistleton station, he departed, and we have yet to recover it. We understand that Lord Fulmore is willing to assist with the investigation. He has been, and you can see she's struggling. Let me see if she's made her save for this round. She did not. And she says, we paid him a reward to ensure that he returned the body and to conduct some investigations.
Okay.
And you can see she's kind of like looking at the drink, trying to figure out, like, I
see. And how has that worked out for you?
We have not found. We are coming to you to engage you and your colleague, Mirror, because we have found that we can go no further with Lord Fulmore without, how do they say, boots on the ground.
Yes, I understand. Can you tell me when this artifact what went missing?
The artifact was stolen 5 weeks ago. It appears that Mr. Weston did not leave town until 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
He arrived in Thistleton not long afterwards. Thistleton is a 2-day train journey. I understand it is a 2-day ride to Creedon Hill. We are not certain whether he arrived in town. Lord Fulmore has told us that he did not meet with Mr. Weston and does not know him, and you can see she struggles once again. I frankly am not certain if I believe him.
Yes, of course.
And she looks at the drink like she's not quite sure why she's being so forthright.
No. I just nod safely and say, no, it's wise words. I can well understand that.
His body was found a week ago, and we have been trying to determine what happened. The state of the body suggests that he must have died not long after arriving in Thistleton.
Of course, I can investigate this on your behalf and for the fees that we have discussed. There is a significant gap in time between the act of stealing the artifact and him arriving at, well, Thistleton and then potentially subsequently Creedon Hill, in that 3-week period prior to him arriving at this location, there could be any number of things he might have done with the artifacts here, sort of locally, to dispense of it or to sell it on, or whatever particular deal he was working at that particular time. Is there something about the Creedon Hill connection that assures you that the artifact would be found there rather than anywhere prior to his arrival at that place?
We know that he spent our connections with, or rather, we are hoping your connections with the sort of individuals with whom he'd be dealing in that time might illuminate us. We do know that at least one of the middlemen, he was trying to sell to them.
Of course.
And it seems that they were. And she takes out a book and sort of sets it down, and it's one of these
I think hilariously, I'm watching her as she's saying this, and I can almost see her thinking, I must control what I say. I must control what I say.
Totally. So she sets down the book and opens up, and you see it's one of those illustrated guides that would be for a high-end auction. So it would have details of the piece that's being thing. Turns to this, and it is a antiquated, the culture that created this thing. This dagger that's being depicted is probably 4,000 or 5,000 years distant from your present.
Wow.
This is the dagger.
Is this the likeness of it?
And what you see is there's kind of a... it has a fairly rude looking, from the illustration, you would guess that the material is probably like bronze or something similar. But there is a remarkably stylized, rather than having a kind of a hilt or a, what do they call it? Not a tong, the handguard or whatever on it. Yeah. It actually has a grip underneath that appears to be like a coiling serpent almost, and then it goes around, and in place of that handguard, there is like a stylized claw that is grabbing the blade.
Oh, I see.
And you can see it is identified in the what do you call it, the guide or the catalog, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Mm. It is identified as the demon's hand.
Okay.
You could give us an Arcana.
Sinister, is it?
Yeah. You give us an Arcana check if you'd like.
I'll give that a go. It's my specialty. Not bad.
17, pretty good. What you know about this is that, for one, I mean, you're aware that this is obviously like a high-end artifact. You're aware of sort of the culture, the Arthumian culture this likely came from. And you are also aware that this thing has a bit of a reputation. It is not a surprise to you that Weston would be having difficulty finding a seller for it, is because unless you find somebody who really, really, really wants it, in which case it would be extremely valuable, no one's going to touch this thing because it is said to have had a curse that carries with it.
So
it is the sort of like
hot, as it were.
Yeah, it's both like for those in the know, it is, you know, the Koh-i-Noor of the magical artifact stuff. It is obviously known that it is magical, certified by the auction houses, on staff enchanters. But it also is said, and it doesn't say this in the catalog, you know this, that it is said to carry a curse with it. And in this world, that is not a like, oh, spooky things, people died at different times. That is a real reasonable thing you need to take precautions against.
Yeah.
So either people who would not know the value of it and not want to pay what he expected to be paid, or they would have a sense of it like you would and be like, there's no fucking way I'm bringing that in my house. Or there are people who want to make use of it and will pay an ungodly amount of money. And given what you've told us about Rodder's judgment of people, he was probably holding out for the very latter of those options.
I think what I would say to so I'm sort of reflecting on this, and I would sort of say to Kitty, who I noticed is sort of quickly drained her drink, that it comes as no surprise to me, Ms. Edgerton, that Rodney Weston would have, well, first of all, stolen such an artifact, but secondly, would not have had the wit to have done that either by contract or have an understanding on who the person may have wanted this artifact. So he's been left with something that, well, essentially he couldn't get rid of and therefore had little value to him, even though potentially it has, of course, great value.
And you reflect on the sort of geography of where he was going.
Yeah.
There is a place called Rawcliffe Banks that is not far from there that is notoriously used by smugglers.
Okay. Okay.
It could very well be that rather than traveling to Creedon Hill as his destination, Rawcliffe Banks may have been where he was going to meet up with folks to get it, elsewhere where he may find other buyers.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
Particularly if, he spent that long. If they're coming to you, because you have a very particular and specific skill set for this stuff, they must have been engaging all other people they possibly could in the sense of traditional, beat down the doors and stuff. So for him to have spent 3 weeks while their people are kind of beating down the doors, Rodney probably had a lot, or Rodders probably had more than a few windows he, extracted himself from to avoid.
He's quite resourceful. He's quite good at what he does. It's just he doesn't have the. He never used to have the big picture. No. It's a bit of a shame, really a shame. But I mean, I am reflecting on him, and I think probably an internal thought, rather one that necessarily I would bother Kitty Edgerton was I'm actually sort of a little upset and disappointed that he's gone. For all his limitations, I knew something about his background. I kind of knew how he was propelled into this kind of work. And I suppose what I'm reflecting on, it's just the usual unfortunate things that can happen to somebody who is just not born in the right place at the right time, doesn't get the right opportunities, and he's left honing a skill which would inevitably lead him down a difficult and dark alleys. Is it
kind of there but for the grace of God situation for Harlan?
Yeah, a little bit, because I could have gone down that path, but I took elocution lessons, and and I had a certain magical gift, which I think probably may have spared me a similar fate.
So then, Kitty says, "This is what we expect to recover. There is a recovery bonus associated with this, and it will be in excess of what you customarily negotiate. We understand that you will take the necessary precautions with," and she gestures at the catalog once again.
Yes, of course. I do understand the dangers that such artifacts bring with them.
Then, you are everything that we have heard and more, and quite handsome. And then she kind of catches herself like, was there anything further you required from me?
Not at this junction. I'll present her my card.
Sure.
I'll say you have been most helpful and most candid.
If you happen to look over at Mr. Mirror, to, before letting her go. Maybe there's just double checking in. What you can see as he's talking to, the friends that he's talking to at the thing, he looks over at you and holds up 2 fingers as if to say she has 2 who are following.
The 2 who are following.
She's accompanied by 2 that she did not bring in with her.
Right. As in they are shadowing her, or?
Shadowing her, or accompanying her, or supervising her. It's not clear.
Right. Okay. So what I will say is I'm assuming, and I sort of look at the information I have, that I can contact you at these offices. Should I need to?
You can, and if you find yourself, if your investigation takes you elsewhere, you can reach by telegraph as well.
I see. That's fine. I may have other means to do that too. Could I just check, Kitty Edgerton, if I may just ask, did you arrive here with 2 others?
There's a bit of a. Let me go. That I got a 2. There's sort of a shocked look, and she says, "Yes, I did not mean to conceal this. My immediate superior has a keen interest in seeing this matter resolved, and resolved properly. He and his right-hand man have it accompanied."
That is fine. Then I am assured. My only reason for asking was a concern for your safety.
I am grateful for your concern. The man I travel with, the men, are to ensure that this matter is successfully concluded to the satisfaction of our client, and to ensure our safety in the arrangements we are making.
Miss Edgerton, I completely understand. They are, after all, insurance men, are they not? And I would say to you, though, I have no doubts that this matter will be resolved successfully, especially as they have charged such an important task in your hands. And be assured, I will reflect that when the matter is done.
Give us a persuasion check.
Okay. It's not quite his strength area, but let's see how he does. 12.
No, takes it well. So
okay.
She says, "Thank you. Very well, then. Should you require anything else?" And she suddenly produces a business card as if it was a playing card trick, places it down for you. "Thank you. And please thank Mr. Mirror as well."
Of course. And I'll sort of roll out like a sort of leather, what do I call it? It's a bit like an all rolled up, actually, if you know them, but it's like a sort of leather pouch, which has got lots of little small pockets in where there is the sort of pens and small tools and so on. And there's also a little section at the end with a flap that opens out. And as it opens out, it's a whole series of cards that I've collected over time, and I just take a card and I sort of ostentatiously place it in amongst the ones that are already there, and then wrap it back up again and slot it back into my pocket.
Love it. All right, she kind of acknowledges the display of your network, and then she departs. Mr. Mirror, once she has left, will make his way over and sit across from you. And
thank you. Thank you. It was as well to know. Thank you for your observation on those 2. Apparently they are further business associates, more senior business associates who perhaps don't necessarily want to get their hands dirty, but want to make sure that the hands that are in play are doing the right things.
One of them most certainly did strike me as one unwilling to get his hands dirty. The accompanying individual, I would say, would be one eager to do so.
Yes, understood. Well, paid muscle, understood.
What is it they wish?
So essentially, I will give a summary of what I've had, which will essentially say what the item is. I will recount the unfortunate news of Rodney Weston's demise.
He owed you money, did he not?
Sorry?
He owed you money, didn't he?
I don't think there's ever been a time where he hasn't owed me money. Correct.
Do you think... Would Rodney be so foolish as to fall in with the Reeds?
Well, I think he could potentially be the sort of person that might, but you know what he was like. And given that he has travelled there, what would that be? 2 weeks ago now. 5 weeks since this particular artifact. The demon's hand has been taken, suggests to me that they would be a potential customer, as he would have seen it, for the goods. Whether he was looking for particular smugglers who would have been able to expedite custom for this artifact at Rawcliffe Banks is something we were going to have to determine, as we doubtless have to find our way there. Lord Forrest Fulmore, I don't have a great deal of knowledge about him, but my understanding is that it is not perhaps the most salubrious of districts that is in his charge, and there is something, and I don't wish to speak ill of him, but there is something about, if you're in that sort of district for too long, some of the ways of working, shall we say, perhaps inveigles their way into your being. So we'll have to see exactly how he fits with, well, either the Reeds or more broadly the activities of the district itself.
If he goes into a leather satchel, brings something out and kind of unfolds a map of this. And you can see the line kind of goes from the capital up to this district. And he points off and says, this here is Thistleton. And this here, this must be where Creedon Hill is located. And he sort of draws a line and says, if he was heading to Rawcliffe Banks, would not Cleverton be the closer departure? And let me put it in chat here. My hands in the right place on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Like suddenly gibberish is coming out. Like I pretty think those fingers are in the wrong place. And he's not wrong. Like Cleverton is the rail station that is closest to Rawcliffe Banks. He's not wrong that if he hopped off at Thistleton and ended up making his way through Creedon Hill, that would eventually get him to the coast to where Rawcliffe Banks is. But it's an indirect route. It's more of a roughing thing, suggesting either he chose not to get to Cleverton and then depart, or he was unable to ride the train to Cleverton and then depart.
So is Cleverton after Thistleton?
It is.
Right. Okay, so he got off at Thistleton. We know that much.
Yeah.
And
the body was found in Creedon Hill.
Okay, so maybe he didn't make it, and his destination would have been Rawcliffe Banks, and so maybe when we say he fell in with the Reeds, perhaps the Reeds got him. Is just as likely, and frankly, would be unsurprising. In which case, perhaps that what we don't know is how well or poorly has he telegraphed the fact that he has the artifact and the deals that he's making. If he's done a poor job of that and information is leaked, his life would have been very much in peril.
And what you've got, like the folio, I imagine, is what Miss Edgerton would have left behind. They have a statement from somebody saying that they saw, like, they encountered him at Thistleton and that he hired a pony or what do you call it, a horse, intending on traveling to Creedon Hill, because it's a 2-day journey to Creedon Hill, and they haven't gone any further than that.
Right.
So they've just assumed that he arrived there, hired the horse, and made his way up there.
So it's a conscious choice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But
In which case, no. So
that said, your instinct about, like, if the Reeds set upon him or became aware of him, that is sort of their shitty MO.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like he was purposeful in what he was doing, which would suggest he wasn't directly going to Rawcliffe Banks. He was going to Creedon Hill. Which
Do you
is
think he was intending on traveling to Creedon Hill, or whether it was a decision made due to circumstances? If he was in town for 3 weeks before suddenly leaving, he was in no rush to...
No, it could well be that it took him 3 weeks to get to a position where he thought he may have had a contact, for example, or actually a decision on what to do. And knowing him, he may have had also ancillary business to attend to while the artifact was held in what he might regard as secure holdings. So there's all sorts of things he could have been doing in that gap of 3 weeks. But it seems clear that for one reason or another, he went to Creedon Hill and not Rawcliffe Banks, where I understand he would have had a perhaps more straightforward transaction.
Indeed. If he had simply stayed on the train, I think he may have been on his way elsewhere, abroad, by now.
Very much so. And that would have been probably the better outcome for him. Then we will need to make arrangements, I suspect. I'm not sure of what lodgings there might be in Creedon Hill districts, but...
Oh, I suspect they will be most abysmal.
Yes.
Unless Lord Fulmore opens his estate to you.
Perhaps he is our first contact there to ascertain exactly where he thinks things are up to.
How would you wish to proceed then, Harlan?
I think probably we should retrace his steps. I think there's two things we can do. First of all, I would like to make some initial, very quick investigations here, where his base of operations was, just to understand anything more we can about his movements and actions before he set off to, well, Rawcliffe Banks or Creedon Hill, depending on what we find out. Having done that, perhaps for the next day, depending on what that brings up, which may be very little, it may be instructive, it may be directional in terms of what we do, I then propose we do retrace his steps somewhat as far as we can, take perhaps the train to Thistleton Station, and from there we will take a journey to Creedon Hill and to Lord Forrest Fulmore.
Very well. Then, I'll make arrangements. How many days would you wish to remain in town before we depart?
Let's make it 2 days. I will do a surface investigation here. We'll see what we can get. And then we'll make our way.
Very good. I will make the arrangements. And he grabs her empty glass and kind of raises up the glass for Rodney.
To Rodney.
So, what would you wish to do? Oh, yeah. So how would you like to spend those 2 days? Okay. We can treat this just like montage. type stuff.
Yeah, I think a montage. I think perfect. I think. All I can ever think of is 4E skill challenges, but essentially what it would be.
You're not far off for then. Skill. To be honest, I mean the skill challenges that they've developed in 5E are pretty much just like that.
Oh, anyway,
fantastic. And then tells the Valiant actually further expands on that.
Yeah, everyone uses them. Again, it's just another 4E thing that everybody thinks, that was a good idea. Let's use that.
Have you run or read any of the Saga Edition Star Wars stuff?
No.
Okay, so the Saga was the thing that came out between 4th and 5th while it was being developed, and it's got kind of a little bit of elements of both. I think that's right. They have a supplement called Galaxy of Intrigue that basically a third of it is all really clever iterations on the idea of a skill challenge.
Right.
Of like adding different kind of ways of things in, making them contingent, making them, staged. It's really anything you see that's like some of the 2D20 games have started implementing that stuff. Act of Cthulhu, for instance, has some really good. It's very much Galaxy of Intrigue influenced.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's a nice way of sort of speeding through something, but making it consequential and having a mechanical grift that informs what happens. So it's quite a nice way of doing it.
Totally. And linking it to your character's actual strengths and shortcomings. Okay, so I'm just checking here. Here we go. So what are you thinking? Are you talking to some of your, like, the sales folks who may be associated with that, like the fences and, middlemen, as it were, smugglers?
Yeah, I suppose I'll go through my quite extensive contact network. Also, given my knowledge and understanding about Rodney Weston and his history, perhaps the sorts of contacts that I know he would have gone to, maybe even initially, to make a first crack at this. What I'm hoping for is that, again, because of how he is, he may have leaked something about what he was doing to somebody else on his way to actually then going to do what he was going to do. But before he did that, he was probably setting the ground. Knowing Rodney, he may well have been trying to get a quick fix here. Maybe that didn't work out. So it's picking up that. And also, if there's anything like any associates that he might have had, so not people he would have actually tried to sell a thing to, but people I know who he would have worked with before, just to sort of tap them up to say, I need to know what he's been up to. And I'll have ready my sort of usual set of charm and bribes to facilitate as much of that as possible, understanding how people work. So what I'm trying to do is just get a quick piecemeal view about the context that took him on the journey, on his last journey.
So let's bring you to the streets of the capital.
Oh my goodness, yes. Look at that. Look at that. It's like home.
Would you give us
I love that picture. That's awesome. Where did you get that from?
I can't remember where I got it. It's one of our Paradar pictures. Like there's Paradar.
Awesome.
One of the benefits of that being such a long-running game is we've got just a huge host of Victorian era.
That really paints a picture of the place. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you kindly give us so I could see this being, depending on what the sort of thing you're leaning into. It could be Arcana, it could be History, it could be Persuasion.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to go midway with History.
Yeah.
So
take 2 points of luck as well for the successfully navigating the scene with the insurance executive.
Okay. Oh, thank you. So
your green bar is what I've been using for luck. And the reason being, if you get 5 points of luck, if you have 5 points of luck and then you get one more, you lose all of it except for a roll of 1d4.
Got you. Okay. Well, anyway, I've got 2 in there now, so thanks for that.
So, Why don't you? What are you thinking? So the like Arcana would be leaning into more of the mystic-oriented, kind of underworld stuff. The history would be more, I think, the high-end, like collector market, or the people who sell, specific like relics or artifacts in the magical and the kind of conventional, sense. You could use diplomacy, or not diplomacy, persuasion, if you are just talking to people and trying to find something. I'm also open to pitches for other skills you think.
So what I think I will do is this. I would probably take a couple of angles. I would take the magical artifact angle and see if there are any perturbations out there that this powerful and ancient artifacts has permeated into people's understanding, and whether he did that. I would probably go for the more base. He tried to sell it as best as he could, and look at the sort of usual sort of palming sort of stores that he would have gone through to try and get ancient artifacts through. And then what I will try and do is build up a picture, and then maybe if we're doing a skill challenge, what I might like to sort of cap it off with, so that might be Arcana, it might be history, but then what I might like to do is try and piece together a picture using investigation as a way of bringing all these different things together before I set off to try and hone down the essential truth of it.
Okay, love it. All right, then we're already at our mid-session. So yeah, why don't we take our mid-session? Yes, these investigative ones and heavy role-playing ones, the time fucking flies with them. Let's take our mid-session break now. Then, for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, and then we'll see what. I don't know if you heard that. I just had a very loud yowling
mid-session
yawn.
break. Does Anna know the word mid-session break?
Anna knows the word break very well. Yeah. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. And mute. Hey, everybody in chat. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are and when you are. Is there a TOV sheet? No, Mr. Goats, there isn't a Tales of the Valiant sheet yet on Roll20. We're using the 5th edition, not the 5.5, the updated one, the original 5th edition one, and it works pretty well. Much of the compendium for 5th edition is going to be similar for a lot of stuff, like particular gear and magic items. A lot of that is the same. And what's different, you can, pretty easily change. So, right. Okay, so we have an investigation. Let me see here. I think I'd like you to tell us one local faction with whom you are friendly and one with whom you are hostile.
Okay.
You can talk in just generalities, and we can drill down into what the particulars are, but
yeah. Yeah. I'm going to say that there is a group, there is like an informal group known as the Collectors, and they are a group who use auctioneering as a front for their activities, and they will perhaps knowingly undersell or gain access to items from innocent people, items that they know are much more valuable than what the people think they are, and they use that as a way of siphoning up things. And although I'm aware of the slightly nefarious nature of the Collectors, they have been useful in the past as contacts for the movement of goods in a sort of semi-acceptable way. So if you wanted to be, you could see them just as very sharp people, but actually really they're sort of knowingly fleecing people where they can. So there's the Collectors, and I'm on a reasonably good terms with those. And there's a group that's less so. Let's call them the Red Hands.
Okay.
The Red Hands are and I think they're sort of more knowingly violent. So they are an extortion group. Okay. They run extortion rackets, probably slightly, if you like, sort of in the sort of mafia school. But they've also been known to sort of traffic people at times.
Which would probably lend them to vice elements as well, then.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're smuggling people, you're probably operating brothels or something similar.
Exactly so.
Okay, great. Okay, then that'll tell us what might happen if we roll some critical fails.
Nice.
All right, so which would you like to start with then?
Well, I think I'll start with the bad news.
Okay.
And I'll suppose what dubious contacts I've had with the Red Hands, whoever they might be. My angle that I'm going in with is, I guess it's going to be about Rodney Weston, and it's going to be about his movements, how, I'm after information about where he's got to and what he's been up to.
So that's probably persuasion. And if you're relying on Mr. Mirror to assist, you could roll with advantage then.
Well, yeah, Mr. Mirror will be, especially with the red hands, he'll be close to hand.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so 17. And... Ooh. So here's what you could... What you can draw from that is... one contact that will have information on that. What you can have, two contacts who you can then follow up with, or one contact who you can gain information from immediately and potentially a favor.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
I want in and out with the red hand. You know.
Yeah. So asking around with respect to the smugglers, what you find is like he actually really was seemingly only made contact with them very late in his time here, like within the last couple of days before he left. What he tells you is that let's give a name to the contact as well. Let's see here. About Erwin Southmere.
I love the name. Yeah. Got it.
I spelled it wrong. I guess there's no fucking made up name, so we're not.
He probably doesn't know any spelling to his name anyway.
Yeah.
He might not. Southmere. Okay, with the U. Okay.
So I
had a silent O in there as well. So. Anyways,
all right.
Owen Southmere.
So he is the smuggler contact, and I think he's not necessarily secondary to the Red Hands, but he is sort of having to operate in and around them, right? There's a saying about one of our prime ministers said of relations with the Americans years ago, and like, well, how do you sleep with an elephant next to you? Very carefully.
Yep.
So what he tells you is like he did. This is someone who did have information. Erwin is able to tell you that Rodney. He didn't hear from me. He didn't know that he had pulled that heist, and he only heard from him. And he was actually asking about Rockcliffe Banks, about potential ways, whether that was still the place to go. Rodney was, he stayed in town typically. The kind of heist he liked running, the way that he liked going about it, as a pawn arcanist, this was the place to pull out those kind of things, not the backcountry, not, foreign cities where he didn't know anybody. So it probably was a point of desperation for Rodney to be wanting to head elsewhere. You have a favor you wish to ask of him?
Yes, I do, although it's unrelated to this case, because already I'm starting to think about the campaign we're going to play with Harlan Credge. So what I think he'll say is I know there's been some movement. I have a particular client who is interested in the whereabouts of Felicity Moore. I understand she may have had some unfortunate connections with the Red Hand, which would have directed her to a new mode of business which she would not have chosen. If you can find anything out about Felicity's whereabouts, then I would be most appreciative. And I think what he's doing, he's just networking. So he's probably got a portfolio of jobs that he's sort of slightly juggling.
Absolutely.
Because he's a busy man.
Is Felicity one of those ones that has been like on your list of to-dos, or like an unsolved case kind of thing, or is it personal?
That's interesting. So let's say let's just say off the top that it's a rare occasion where the patron who requested this is an old friend, and I've issued any payment for this particular case. I've just said I will do everything I can to find it, and it's his daughter.
Yeah.
That he's concerned about. I don't know her particularly well. I'm not actually a family friend in that sense. But
am I correct in thinking that this old friend would have been from the wrong side of the tracks type of old friend, not like a person of standing and whatever?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And sorry, is it Moore, Moore?
Yes.
Okay. I'm assuming his first name was Rogelio.
That's correct.
All right. So I'm just double checking one thing. Great. You can actually put down on, I think it's like the second page is sort of the role-playing notes stuff. You can put down Erwin Southmere as a contact in there. Because the game actually has rules for contacts and calling in favors and things like that. It's
there it is. Got it. Yeah. Allies and organizations, is it?
That's where you could put down about the collectors and the red hands. Like collectors, you could say favorable, red hands not favorable, and then maybe in there. Actually, in there you could also put that, or under additional features and traits, wherever's most handy for you to build a reference.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, let me find the thing I was looking for. So that's your first effort. What is your second?
So that's going to be that was persuasion, wasn't it? So it's so I guess it's the collectors, and it's
and you don't necessarily need to filter it through those. Like, if there's other things you want to look into, what I wanted to have the idea of the collectors and the red hands for is, in the event that crit fails, crit successes come, there may be some added benefit that would come from your interaction with those organizations. You could certainly try and do it through there, but it just gives us something else we can draw on to interpret some of the dice rolls.
Okay. I mean, the other thing I would do is I would probably go straight back to the source, go back to where he's from, check out his digs, check out his slightly overbearing landlady, understand the sort of strains and talk he's doubtless have, when he thinks he's at home.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll sort of start also right at his source as well.
Okay. So then with landlady, let's see here. I mean, depending on how you want to approach this, persuasion definitely could be used again. You could use intimidation. You could use, is it deception in this game or things? Yeah, deception in this game, not bluff. Could use deception if you want to try and like fast talk your way around her, or if you've got some other means of approaching this. I'm open to pitches. Yeah. You also could, for instance, if you just want to rely on something that you're particularly good at, like investigation, if the core of gathering the information is from that, you bribing the landlady to get access to his apartment is an incidental part of the actual montage, segment.
Well, let's do that. Let's go with investigation and see what I get.
Give us an investigation check, please.
Oh dear, not so good.
Okay. So, where you are right now is that you are at this would reveal nothing further with a 9. You could spend your 2 luck to gain 1 clue from what's here, or take the fail and take 1 luck. One luck would put you at 3, which is the threshold for a reroll.
Okay. Yeah, I'll... Oh. Oh, gosh. I wonder how good this clue is going to be. It's tempting. Okay, I'm gonna take the luck.
Okay.
And pop that up to 3.
I mean, Rodney, you don't get to his, right middle age or however old he was without knowing, how to conduct yourself to some capacity.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. So I think what you would draw is that the state of his house is where he's not intending on coming back.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
He is clear. There's no indication of where he's going. And I guess that in and of itself kind of gives you a sense. If he's taking those steps to ensure that nobody can track where he's going, at least based on his house. I will give you as a passive investigation, because your passive investigation is a 16, or sorry, it's a 21.
It might also indicate that there might be somebody who's trailing him.
Precisely. So the way that passive skills work in this one, one of the things that's neat about Tales of the Valiant, there's the concept of passive stealth as well. Every monster has a passive stealth and passive perception. It's great because it puts it takes an idea from Pathfinder 2 where like the randomness is all on the player's side. So like it's a flat target number you're rolling against. If you're trying to detect if some monster's coming up on you, it's going to be you testing against their stealth. If you're trying to hide from the monster, it's your stealth versus their perception. So it sets, instead of having randomness on both sides, which can be frustrating if you've got a DM who has hot dice, or can give a kind of whether you can roll a shit roll and then have a shit roll on the DM side and have a wrong telegraphed information. It's like, oh, this is easy to sneak in on the dragon. Like, what the fuck? Why are we concerned, guys? The investigation and the perception is used in a way of for detecting like traps and hidden things and whatnot. If there is something where there is an obvious thing sticking out, your passive perception goes into it. So like a tripwire or like I don't know a button that would hit or whatnot. If it's something that is concealed and can only be uncovered, like a secret door or whatnot, that's where your passive investigation comes in.
Right.
I mentioned it because someone has jimmied the window to get in here. You are not the first ones through here.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you wish to do with Madam Layla Potter is her name.
Well, I've sort of... I suppose I could try a persuasion. Just to say, I know how tremendous a tenant Rodney Weston has been for you, and I'm aware he's been away for some time. I am keen to understand how he's been and where he's going. I don't know, Ms. Potter, if there's anything that you can do to help me to understand that. I'm keen to get him back to you so he can continue to pay his rent. I say, hoping that might be an angle that might happen.
Sure. Give us a D20 roll, please.
Just a straight D20?
Yeah, just straight D20. See what her personality trait here.
The wild D20. That's an average 11.
Okay. You took her away, so Ms. Potter, you took her away from her meal. And
did I?
Yeah, she seems to be that comes up once or twice over the course of your conversation.
It smells absolutely divine. I mustn't keep you from it too long. It does smell. And I look beyond her and say, it does smell incredibly tempting.
Give us a persuasion check, please.
Okay. This is where you're doing your very best as a player and your character's just messing it up every time. That's better.
18, incredible.
That's better.
No, she is very taken by you. And so here's one. This is not something that's in Tales of the Valley, but it's in from another Kobold Press product. The way they do aid another is DC 12 check from someone who wants to help. On a success, it adds +2 to the result. On a fail, -1.
Okay.
Yeah, which to be honest, I like better than
like that.
Instead of just getting advantage with someone helping, because there's I like the risk reward element of just because otherwise there's constant everybody can I help with that? Can I help with that? Like no, motherfucker, you
please don't.
So yeah, what did you want to know from her? She's with that.
So, just how has he been? Has he said where he's going? He seems to me. I mean, he's a troubled man often, but he seems particularly troubled just now. And has he had any visitors, wanted or shall we say, unwanted, to his own house?
I'll tell you what, he's been peculiar before we departed. It was quite strange, more on edge than he was before too. And
yes,
he's been here for years. I've cleaned his room all the time. It's always been part of our thing. And you'd think that I'd have stepped on his firstborn, that how upset he was when he found me in the cleaning. But a week before we departed.
Yeah.
He was so cross and so unlike himself.
Oh, do not take that personally. I think he had a very particular item that he was concerned about, and his anger would only have been concern for you.
That was Mr. Weston to a T, I tells you.
Indeed.
AD&D was most always helpful, always kind. Always.
He's a warm-hearted man.
And on time with his rent.
Misguided, Miss Potter.
Oh, misguided, I tell you. They told me not to say nothing. I don't mind telling you. You know who I saw going in there?
I'm sure I do not.
The fucking constabulary.
Really?
No word to me, mind. They go sneaking in through my windows. Knowing about Mr. Weston's belongings.
Are you sure? Are you? I mean, they may have dressed as the constabulary. Do you think that they were the constabulary, given their behaviour?
I'm quite certain. There's a way they carry themselves, don't they?
Oh, I know. I know the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I saw them in there. And I don't mind telling you, I made a bit of a ruckus. May it seem as if I was going in. Wasn't intending to disobey Mr. Weston again.
No.
But I was going to go in. They went scarpering out the back, didn't they?
Hey.
Oh, indeed.
Constabulary scarpering?
You think there were thieves in the night?
You would think that, wouldn't you? And you, may I say, you have an appropriately formidable countenance when required. But nevertheless, that is a little unusual. I would agree with you. I do wish I had been there, to be honest.
Well, I can see why you and Mr. Weston were friends. You're both charmers.
We are.
Anything else?
Oh gosh. I am concerned about him. Is the room, are you aware, is the room, given that he's been away for some time, has it recently been, is it now in a tidied state as you would like it?
I still haven't, he's paid up to the end of the month. So I haven't gone in, if, for what I could see from the door frame, same as he keeps it, he's normally most. The only reason I went in is because he's not a tidy man.
No. He's quite disorganized in the way he works as well, I've found.
Indeed. Though, the state he left it in is, now you think of it, that is most peculiar for him.
He didn't leave you a note or any message before he left, or is there anything that you think in the room gave any indication that was to you a little unusual, given his disorganized nature?
I ain't seen him for the last 2 weeks or so.
No, he's been away. He's been out of town, I believe.
Well, he's paid up to the end of the month. And he's been a good tenant. If If he doesn't come back, I'll keep what's his personal belongings until he returns. Such as left there.
Have I had an opportunity to look through anything in the room, or is there much there?
Yeah, like I think you've done a thorough inspection of inside, and again, like it's not so much I think that you didn't you failed in some capacity. It's that there's nothing to be found there.
I think the only thing I would ask, it's a small thing, that given that some people may well have been rooting through his things or trying to, were it not for your apposite interjection, I think perhaps I'll sort of give her my card. I'm not sure if she can read or not, but
what does your card say?
It's got my address, I suppose.
Do you have a title?
Yes, it'll have. It will be Harlan Kredge. What's the phrase that I would put? It would say. Would it say reclaimer and investigator? And I would just say if anyone shows interest. Actually, to be honest, it's unlikely now. I think the trail's a bit cold. If anyone shows any interest, perhaps I can be assured of your confidence in his whereabouts, and perhaps just let me know who it is who's showing any interest.
Is you a detective then?
I do undertake detective activities, largely to support clients who have either lost something or are specifically seeking something.
And you're friends with Mr. Weston?
Yes, Mr. Weston was a very efficient acquirer of many items, and therefore we had sort of a business relationship.
Ah. I suppose that's one way of ensuring your job security, isn't it? Thieves being friends with coppers. Well,
I have very few dealings with the constabulary themselves. Usually it's towards the tail end of my investigations rather during them, but occasionally I do have recourse to
I knew I liked you. Very well. I'll let you know. Okay. And if I hear from Mr. Weston, I'll let you know as well.
Of course.
Thank you, Mr. Kredge.
Kredge, yes.
And Mr. Mirror kind of takes his hat back as if to emphasize the sheen on his things and bows. Mr. Mirror, madam. Mr. Well named, indeed. It's a bit of the DM patting himself on the back there, but he bows low, and then you guys are able to leave. Mr. Mirror would turn. What do you make of the late investigators into his? Do you think the constabulary would come so late?
No, I don't think they're the constabulary. Or if they are the constabulary, do I know that the constabulary can be bought? Can they?
Certainly, and whoever Kitty's client is, or her company's client is definitely a person of means, and the constabulary are at the service of those of means.
Yeah. So there you go. So our clients are incredibly keen to see this matter resolved and to recover the artifact. Actually, the more I think about it, they're insurers.
Yeah.
Is it simply that they would much rather have the artifact recovered than have to pay out?
That's probably the case, because it's not the client that has hired you. No, it's the person, whoever it is. Yeah. And in all likelihood, the client, whoever did actually own that thing, they would likely be someone who knew what it was and what precautions to take from it. So
and what it's worth.
And what it's worth, most definitely.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yes. Oh, insurers, eh? Insurers. Yes. Yes, I've my own experience with insurers. Credge sort of thinks aloud is they'll always not want to pay out on the policies that they have created.
It is cheaper to hire someone like yourself to try and recover something. And I mean, it's directly, the cost and the value of your services is directly related to the value of what's being recovered. So,
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
So, then Mr. Mirror asks, where next then?
Well, I'm guessing if I feel that I've sort of exhausted what's immediately here.
You haven't tried, for here, unless there's anything further you want to look at his location, there is likely one other avenue you suggested was the magical side of things.
Oh, yes. No, let me do that before we go. I will just try to understand if any of the arcanists have had any dealings with him, and whether they've, roundly and quickly decided they want nothing to do with this artifact because of its power and its curse. Maybe to understand a bit more about their understanding of what they think the curse is, because I don't actually know. Whether he leaked anything in his...
so there's, I guess, a couple of ways. There's two. I'm thinking two different sort of strata of society you could go to with that. If it's someone who is knowledgeable, it might be like independent scholars or, someone associated with a university or college. Or it could be the folks who would be selling the shit. The knowledge that the latter would have would probably be different from the first. The latter would have information about what he was trying to do, who he was speaking to try and sell it. The other may have information about the actual, demon's hand itself.
So I've got time for one of those two avenues, basically.
What I was thinking roughly is, so the rules for creature training is like, it's your proficiency bonus number of actions per sort of downtime, and we're kind of kludging the downtime rules for this.
Yeah, okay.
What I would say is you get 2 per day, so you can do 2 more investigations rolls for your second day, because you did give yourself 2 days before the train departs.
Okay, in which case I'll try both, and I'll try those different angles. So first of all, perhaps the more academic understanding of the item and its provenance, maybe something of its history, maybe something of the latent power that it still holds, and then I'll go to the fencers, the sort of sellers, the sort of mystical arcanists who buy and sell items for dubious clients, I guess.
You got it. Would you like Mr. Mirror to assist with any of that, or would you like to instruct him to do anything? If you want to keep him with you as the bodyguard, then you'll want to, in the event anything goes wrong. I mean, I'm sure the Red Hand have forgiven you for, that. They've forgotten by now, right?
I'm sure we're not even now being trailed by...
No.
So Mr. Mirror is particularly adept at the persuasive stuff, so I think he would be more front and center when we go to the fencing sort of sellers, buyers and sellers of rare antiquities to nameless clients. And I'll be more focused on the arcanist side, which is probably my area of specialty. And whether we do this separately or whether actually I give Mr. Mirror an afternoon off to do what he does, whatever that is. I don't actually know what he does. And so then he'll support me in the investigation stroke persuasive nature of talking with the fencing people.
Got it. Okay, so why don't we have, we're doing the academic one first. Why don't you give us a, probably Arcana.
I think in this case, it makes sense to me. It might be Arcana. It's a pretty good start.
Okay.
It's what I do.
Here we go. So that is 3. Great stuff. 3 clues you're going to uncover with that. I'll let you cash one of those in to make a contact, if you'd like, to establish at the College Arcana. That would be Professor Zolly Griffin.
Thank you. Sorry,
I mean, I know we all went to high school with Zolly Griffin, but...
I'm just chatting in chat. They just called me out there. Something just
nice.
Let's just... what am I doing here? Oh, right. Professor Zolly Griffin. Love the name. Let's put...
and when you have a moment too, give us a D20 roll. Please.
Sure. Let me just... Allies and organizations. I'm going to say she's an ally, or at least organization. And I'm going to say she is ally arcanist. I'll just pop that in my bio. Got that. Okay. And a D20, you say? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go. That big random D20.
Man.
7.
Love it. Oh, nice. Okay, that's... Oh, it's interesting.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, Zolly is
Zolly.
I think she's probably like a senior researcher at the College Arcana in the, let's say, Arcanoarchaeology department.
In which case, on that role,
yeah,
and given that I've got archaeology as one of my sort of professions, I'm going to say that I have attended a number of her lectures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and potentially return things. Yeah, maybe like in another life you would have been one of these, like, you know, pith hat wearing, you know, in the sand digging shit up stuff. But
yeah,
you know, that shit doesn't pay for, you know, fine wine, good meals,
pretty much anything.
So,
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, would that word that Harlan had come from a different class, you know, all that lifestyle shit would have been paid for. So, you know,
true.
But what if you have kind of a like 90s era Judi Dench in mind, that's kind of where I'm thinking. It's like,
I love Judy. We all love Judy. Okay.
So she has, you know, do you think you catch her outside of a lecture? Do you think you catch her at the college itself?
I would probably catch her at the college itself. I'd
in her office, or like where you know she eats lunch, or
I might make it lunch. Yeah, I might make it lunch, just to sort of make it a little bit more informal. I'm not trying to.
Sure.
Although, yeah, it's a more public place, but that's fine. That's kind of fine.
Okay, I don't think I have a. Double check here. I don't have a great college campus one yet, but let me.
Really? In your library of amazing images.
I have a lot of stuff of Oxford, but it's all photos instead of illustrations.
Okay.
Or it's, you know, and like it's not. Just sort of, if you're starting with illustration stuff, it's kind of tough to transition. But here, we'll use this though, just because it's busy. And of course, I imagine that the sky is somewhat, you know, full of soot. So, you catch her, you said, where she's, you know, taking her lunch. It's one of the cafes, probably near the campus itself. And the campus itself, because of the growth of the city, probably isn't this sprawling thing. It's kind of a, you know, dense series of enclosed in, almost like a unwalled keep, as it were, where with all the, you know, buildings and stuff in there, and there are courtyards and such.
Right.
She stepped outside at one of these like corner cafes, and you're able to come and join her. She's maybe reading something or grading papers or whatever. And one thing Griffin. Is you have 3 luck right now too. I forgot, it doesn't carry over. I forgot to
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can just... I'll do that
Sorry, hang on, wait, let's just have a look and see where... Oh, I am still there. Sorry, I've buried myself under notes and sheets and things. Okay. Am I on first name terms with her, would you say? Or
Probably. Well, but yeah, I mean, I think you're on familiar terms with her, whatever that represents.
Okay, all right, perhaps just familiar, so we do know of each other. Let's say, Professor Griffin.
Looks up. Mr. Crudge.
Yes.
What an unexpected surprise. And is Mr. Mirror here somewhere as well?
He is currently undertaking other duties. So
he's inside the cafe ordering lunch for you guys.
yeah. He'll be along shortly. Yes, I just
have recently. A seat.
Thank you. I've just recently been catching up on your research and the carved statues of the Karatan dynasty. Quite fascinating insights, I think.
Did someone make off with one of them? Is that why you are here?
No, not those. But I you know me too well.
She leans in, and I think she knows you're probably not here to just talk stuff. But she says, "And what did you think of my articles? Did you support my conclusions?"
I think they're highly referenceable.
What part of them did you find particularly insightful? And you don't need to make up something for that. What I want to know is whether you actually did read them, or you saw that she read that and filed it, or wrote something, you filed it away, and were like, "I'm going to reference that at some point."
He's always organized. And so, knowing he's going to see her, he would have made sure he understood the detail, because he also knows her, and he also knows. So all I can picture now is a very, very sort of eagle-eyed Judi Dench looking at you in that sort of "I've had my entire soul pierced" look that she can effortlessly do on stage, which is amazing. So I just say. In particular, it's the way that the carved nature of these Arcanist statues change in the seasons, and it was your mapping of the seasons to the changing in the carving that I found particularly illuminating.
There's about as much of a smile you're going to get out of her.
Yeah,
and she says, "How can I help you?"
Well, it is about an artifact, as you might have gathered, which is why I've come to you. It is one that has a very, very dubious past. It's high value, and it's currently missing. And I have been contracted to find it. I'm afraid if I was to say that it's the blade of the demon's hand, I do know you've done some research in some of the darker artifacts of the past, and by this we're talking, I believe, 4,000 to 5,000 years old. Really, I've just come to understand a little bit more, if you do know, about the blade, about apparently the curse that lies over it. If I am to recover it, I think it would be beholden upon me to have a better understanding of its provenance and its capabilities.
Your passive insight does not reveal anything. If I remember, what you could do, though, is take an active steps. You could try and make an insight check, see if you can judge from her.
Okay, well, I'll do that. And to be honest, I'll take whatever she's going to give me anyway. My insight's not actually. Oh, I do love that. Oh, so I've just seen the image. That's great. That's not too bad on a 16.
Yeah, so you're actually able to. When you mention the artifact, there's just the slightest little twitch because you were sort of waiting for the reaction. You're like,
she's got the tiniest tell. Tell.
Yeah. Right. So what she says is the demon's blade has gone missing, then.
I fear so.
That is an Arthumian artifact.
I see.
Your client is an insurer?
How perceptive of you. Have they been in touch?
No.
I say.
They, yeah, like, oh no, am I going to be, yeah. No. Though I suspect that may relate to the
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mirror. Oh, almond pastries. That's fine. What a fine idea. There's a couple of beautifully sort of inlaid plates, actually, which probably has come from the sort of college. I've got these amazing sort of almond pastries on them, which will go with our tea. Thank you.
Okay.
An Arthunian artifact, eh?
Yeah, and just... There we go. Have you uncovered the name of their client?
I have not.
Lord Rush Nisbet is, I suspect, the owner. And you could give us a history check again. See if you're familiar with him. You know that he's a rich person. Like, he's definitely part of the aristocracy. And, like, landed aristocracy. You know, he's a person with a name.
Yes.
You also know that his name is discussed in sort of occultic circles. Those who involve themselves with secret societies, with the, the occultic salons, the whatever, the seances, they are part of, he is definitely part of that, but you haven't ever had to really pay attention closely to him.
No. So he has an interest in the arts.
He and his associates are, I can usually see one of them in the crowd when I attend lectures on Arthumian history and recent discoveries. I am also aware that they are active participants in all auctions relating to artifacts from that lost and cursed society.
I see. That makes sense.
I trust I need not educate you on the particulars of the Arthumians, other than to say necromancy, soul transference, demonology, and other infernal arts were widely practiced among their kind, indeed to keep their subjects in line, as it were.
And I understand that it was this hubris that was eventually their undoing.
Oh, indeed.
Mm.
Demons, devils, infernals, daemons, they often forget that there are two sides to coins.
Yes, quite so. I would also say to you, regrettably, I do not know in whose hands the blade currently resides. Hence my need to move at some speed.
I will... Let me tell you a story. I used to... A colleague, Professor Janet Hogan, she was particularly interested and taken by the Arthumian artifacts. And I was not present for this. It was on a dig. 18? Oh, has it been 20? 20 years past now.
Right.
20 years past. Janet friend of mine from my graduate school days. She was involved, her first dig into Arthurian artifacts. They uncovered something, a quite dreadful, but from what I'm told, striking neck piece, a necklace, or... And having found something so intact and something so unique, on her first dig, Professor Hogan, in a fit of poor judgment, placed it around her own neck.
Oh, Janet.
From what I understand, the locals managed to eventually strike down whatever it was that came into Janet when she made use of that necklace. There is a reason we make use of binding and warding and other such precautions when handling all Arthurian artifacts. They may be... It is not my area of expertise, and from what I understand, there is disagreement in the field as to whether they are portals to those burning realms, or whether they are traps in which such things wait to spring.
Given what I've been tasked to do, which is to recover one of these raw artifacts, in this case a blade, would it be advisable, in your judgment, for me to acquire some ritual of warding or protection when and assuming I do encounter the blade itself?
While not an expert on these matters, and this is typically what she says before telling you precisely what you need to know. You know, well, I'm not really my thing, but you know,
yes.
Janet, her writings before her unfortunate passing, she was certain that when such artifacts are put to their purpose, that is what enables whatever lurks within them to emerge.
So as a knife, one would assume a blade would be struck into, well, let's call it a sacrificial target, perhaps.
The insidious nature of these, I think the blade, if it is what I think you speak, the demon associated with it is a dark god of plagues. And I would think plagues is our translation of a language written in an alphabet, both of which we have limited and imperfect understanding of. Plagues is the translation accepted, but it may mean something akin to that. The Arthumian language was rife with metaphor. There's a little smile that gets to her face. Indeed, it was what they had the most wicked sense of humor in their poetry. But if you will forgive me leaning into the obvious metaphor, speaking in such uncertain terms is a double-edged blade. In answer to your question, I think you need not take greater precaution than you would in handling such insidious items of power.
I shall take every care. Thank you.
She looks at Mr. Mirror, who has brought your lunch and whatnot too. One need remember too, Mr. Mirror. One need not have flesh and blood to have a soul that could be corrupted. Handling with care goes for both of you. And Mr. Mirror tosses his hat towards her.
Marvelous.
Thank you, Mum. So that is 2 clues you got from her. You got one. Anything else we should discuss with her in general or otherwise?
No, it's fine. I mean, I'll make sort of polite small talk, and we will sort of part. And I should say, given your interest in the Arthunian heritage, shall we say, I will return when I understand how well I've succeeded in the task I've been given, and give you an update as to what has happened to the blade.
Do you know the one who took it? She's not asking for the name necessarily. She just wants to know whether you actually know who the person is.
I do.
She studies you. What's your deception bonus again?
So I don't think it's that great. I think he's
bit of an open book.
It's 2. He's slightly. That's not his thing. Really.
No, so she's not like, she sort of looks at you and you see she's trying to judge something from you, but is not able to. Whatever it is she's looking to try and discern from your reaction, she's not able to get.
Okay. All right.
Very well. These papers will not complete themselves, so.
Of course.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Kredge, Mr. Mirror. And Harlan, I have a draft paper that is in the process of circulating for peer review. I will have a copy sent. I would welcome your notes.
That would be an honor.
Good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
Goes back to her paper. So you and Mr. Mirror step away. And Mr. Mirror says,
yes,
the Lord Nisbet.
Lord Rush Nisbet, yes.
I've heard the name. I've not.
No, I know very little about him. Landed, rich, has an interest in perhaps some of the darker arts, occultism.
Do we like Lord Nesbit or not?
Well, I mean, I don't wish to judge his character too peremptorily, but probably not.
Men, where to next?
And I think we are done here. We have got what we can. Oh no! Wait, no. One more thing. It's the equivalent of Diagon Alley, I think. I'm heading for now. Whatever it's called. So I'm heading down to the purveyors, buyers and sellers of trinkets, items, the buyers and sellers and fencers of the more unusual items to quiet customers who don't wish their names to be known.
Yep.
Of which there are a number of such purveyors that I will have very good knowledge of, I think, given my background and what I do.
Definitely. I assume we're going at night?
That's the best time. It's the best time. In daytime, they're, they have their day stock and they have their night stock.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, bear with me a moment here. I want to make sure I don't... Oh, you'll also... give it 2 seconds for a movie, and then you'll get 1 luck for completing that scene as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right, another scene. All right, marvelous.
There we go. And incidentally, the character trait you rolled for her, because that's what the random roll was, has a story for everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Great roll.
So did you say I've got another? No, you did say I've got another point.
One more point of luck. Yeah.
Okay, pop that in. Okay.
And then so for rules was written, it's really only in combat you get it, but when you're running a game that's more skill focused like this,
different game.
Yeah, rather than limiting it to 1 per round, 1 per scene is probably sufficient.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. So, what are you thinking of, or how are you thinking of approaching this? Is this?
I think it's just a case of buying and selling. I'll be quite clear that I'll be quite clear about what the item is. I won't be hiding or being shy about what the item is, because what I'm trying to elicit is, have you been approached to buy, what was your demeanor? What was his demeanor like? What advice did you give him? How did the conversation go? I am trying to seek the item in question, and I'd appreciate any help that you can get. And I would do it in the sense of and obviously, if there are items that are legitimately available that I think might be of interest to you, it's quid pro quo. So I will, I occasionally perhaps provide information to them on things that might be useful, and that's my way of gaining information back. So it's one of those, it's that kind of conversation, and I think that's what I'm going to be trying to do.
Okay.
And if anything else comes out of it almost around the edges of that, then that'll be great. But let's just see.
Great. So let's do a 1d20 roll first.
Okay. And it's not for the weather, which is amazing.
Not for the weather, no.
That would be 10. Can't remember.
It's funny. Our whatchamacallit, our Paradar campaign is currently actually in a different world now. So they are actually traveling over land and having to roll for weather, so they get the joy of experiencing nice. Well, fuck, there's a sandstorm blowing in. Okay, 16. Give me a sec here. Oh, you know what? Because I'm in the wrong book. I'm in the wrong book. Come on, Madison. Jeez Louise.
You've got books.
Okay. That's a good one. And then, what are you thinking? Is it... perception or persuasion?
It could be. Oh, would it be? Oh, gosh, his persuasion isn't his strong point, but I think it could be persuasion or.
One thing I'll maybe suggest, what you could do, for instance, if you want to take advantage of some of your skills, if you set the scene up of you kind of wandering around here, right, and you want to make use of insight, who's the one who looks they're the most, you could then make use of your talent.
Right. Is that sleuth?
Yeah, I think sleuth is the one that gives you the... you can use it twice per long rest.
Oh, particular...
the top one there. If you make a check with insight or investigation, you treat any roll... It's kind of like Mutants and Masterminds, where it sets the floor of 10. for any roll.
Which one is that? Sorry, is that?
So the top sleuth one, when you make a check using insight or investigation, treat any d20 roll of 9 or less as though you roll a 10.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is if you can go ahead and give us an insight check.
All right, and it does floor at 10, which is quite nice. All right, let's just see.
Yeah, which is really, it's a cool ability.
Let's use that sleuthing talent. Oh dear.
Which is quite useful. Because that means that is a 12. All right. Go to.
Oh, I see how that works. All right. Yes, it's the gosh, that D20 randomizer is a bit wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
let's even that up for you because you're good at this.
It puts it on because it's only twice per long rest. You've also got the interesting resource management decision of like, when do I make this count?
Okay, right, yeah, got you. Is that how it does it? Is it on a rest basis?
Yeah, like for that particular ability, each of those you can use twice per long rest. So you can do your Zone of Truth thing twice per long rest, ditto for the other thing, and then once you complete a long rest, they refresh.
Got you. Okay. All right. Well, I shall sleuth this one as I.
Okay, so 12. Let's see. Go to the downtime. You have the name of the Hey. Eddie Armstrong.
Oh, it's the Armstrongs. Oh, well.
Is the person you hear you want to speak to. You're not going to be able to get a contact if you want to get information out of this guy. But you are able to get a name that you are directed towards, or you're directed to him. This guy's not really a big... I'll set the DC at 16 for this, just because it's like trying to figure out if you know anything about one dude things, but you got a good chance of it. You can make give us an Arcana check if you'd like.
Okay, I've got a good chance. A good chance on that then. No, don't make it.
Hey, then and you've got you've got 4 luck. You could spend 3 and re-roll that if you wanted.
Let's do that. Let me just so I don't forget, let me just change the luck first down. Do that, and let's let's see if that's going to pay off. No, not quite. No. Close, but no.
Still pretty good. Okay, you will get 1 luck from a failed check, though.
Okay, that's true, actually. Yeah. You got to speculate to accumulate here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Got that back in. All right, so not so good then. But anyway.
But so you don't know anything about this guy, and we'll use this for the Armstrong.
Eddie.
And he's one of these guys who's sort of a, why you're referred to him, I think I guess you don't know anything about the reputation of him yet. So
no, I don't.
Probably this sort of like, one of these, what we see in the illustration here is a bunch of nicer fronted places. His is probably accessible through the back or in the basement or something like that.
Yeah.
And where you find Eddie, if you go in, there is a bunch of birds in here as well. Like he's got probably 6 or 7 different cages of exotic birds that are in there that are making a lot of noise when you walk into his shop. He looks up at you, coming in, does the sort of up and down to... I help you, Gov.
I hope so. I hope so. You might be able to. I think you might be just the right sort of person who might be able to help me. It's a very
You hear
simple...
the ding as Mr. Mirror walks in as well?
Yeah.
Discreetly
My associate, Mr. Mirror.
There is something unusual about this fella. His right eye, it's not in the illustration. It looks like there's blood vessels burst in his eye.
Right.
You also can see he has a cut on his hand that seems to be like, it's that kind of like vibrant red, as if it's only recently healed or in the process of healing.
Right. He's had a bit of a to-do, hasn't he?
Not be unusual for folks in his line.
You may well be able to help me. I think as a purveyor of a number of more unusual artifacts for highly appreciative customers, you might be the person that might know something about an artifact that maybe somebody has tried to pass through you. I'm aware that it was done unsuccessfully because the artifact is still at large. However, I am tasked with finding this artifact, and I understand you may know something of it. It is something, and I almost conspiratorially sort of look to make sure that no one else has come into the shop. Not that it's very likely. And I look back to him and say, I speak of a blade, one of a significant and ancient lineage, and one that carries with it, shall we say, a curse. Perhaps this might be ringing some sort of bells with you, but it is the
birds in here are getting very agitated. Like it's such cacophony of sound on these things squawking and squeaking and singing.
I cast, perhaps to sort of try and impress him that I'm not just a simple. I cast.
I'm no conjurer of cheap tricks.
He says, conjuring a cheap trick. No, I don't. I thought I had. Sorry, no, I don't. I thought I saw something called silence or something, but I don't have that.
Yeah,
No, I've got hold.
Hold is the Tales of the Valiant equivalent of hold person. Basically, would like freeze something in place.
I mean, it's tempting just to sort of go sleep and have them sort of go. I think I'll just leave it as a background. So, yeah, I speak of. Let's get the right name of it. It's a demon blade.
Demon's hand.
Demon's hand blade. The demon's hand blade. An Arthunian artifact of many thousands of years.
He looks at you and looks over at Mr. Mirror. Give us a persuasion check, please.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be like, I don't treat these as pass-fail, just to judge reaction, more so.
Sure. I'm wondering if Mr. Mirror, because it's why he's here, wonder if he could, in this occasion, assist me in some kind of way.
Definitely. Why don't you give us a check for Mr. Mirror first? DC 12. We'll do the aid. Yeah, because if he steps forward and it's kind of like the...
He rolled a 1.
Great news. You get -1 to your roll. I guess here's the good news. He rolled the nat 1, not you. So
that's true, but that's fantastic. Actually, that's very interesting. So this is going to be wrong by 1. Okay. So it's 12.
Okay. I mean, I think you think the Clockworks, there is a lot of active bigotry towards them in the sense that, like, a lot of folks see them as objects or whatever, rather than the, free-thinking, whatever else souls. That may be what's playing into here.
Yeah, could be.
And what he says, and what's your interest in the blade? For what I've heard, it's been stolen.
Correct. It has indeed been stolen. My interest is recovery. I have no interest specifically in the blade itself, but I have interest in its recovery for another client. And my interests are purely just knowledge. and nothing else. And I sort of pointedly look at his hand.
Look down. He looks up at you. What are you suggesting?
Well, I'm suggesting that others may be less polite about such items. You have
the birds are just going absolutely ape shit, and well, let me show you what I've got then.
Very good.
He opens the drawer. One of the drawers behind the desk or counter. You can hear him lift something. This scraping of steel on what do you call it? On the wood at the bottom of the drawer. Mm-hmm. Sound of the drawer sliding shut. The birds are going nuts. And he brings up what looks like a shiv.
Oh.
And then if you look up at his eyes, there is a second when what he is, it's as if suddenly his skin is pulled so far back as if almost to split from how thin it is. His teeth grow feral, and when he raises his hand, you can see the demon's hand is in his. Would you kindly roll initiative?
I was not expecting that. Dear.
So initiative should be on, I think it's at the...
I got it.
Okay,
I'm going to click on it. I think I'm just hovering because I don't really want to click on it. It's not a bad roll.
It's okay. And if you wouldn't mind rolling for Mr. Mirror as well.
Of course. Let me just see. Mr. Mirror, how are you on initiative? That's not my forte. How are you? Let's have a look. I will find it wherever it is. Come on. Oh, there it is. There it's a little icon just there. Here you go.
Okay. Perfect. Oh,
right.
Oh, it didn't automatically populate. I think this is an NPC sheet. Let me just.
Oh, I don't know. What did I do there? Because that would be. He rolled he's got a +2. He rolled a 14.
Yeah,
and
so
I rolled a 4. Yeah,
that's correct.
In sync.
Yeah,
he's mirroring me completely.
Okay, I got 5. Here we go. Which I think he. Well, actually, you get choice. Which of you would like to go first? This guy looks like he's about to.
Yeah, I'd very like Mr. Mirror to go first.
Now we have. I think Mr. Mirror has. You can assume that the stats for hand and crossbow are going to be firearm. He's got a pistol.
Okay.
So, if you'd like him to go first, so he has a standard action, bonus action, and a. So one of the things he could do, for instance, is use his move. If he wanted to say, you need to have concealment or cover in order to hide, he could duck behind into the stalls or whatever else, make a stealth check, and if he succeeds, that means he is hidden, which gives him advantage on his first attack roll and would allow him to use his sneak attack.
He's got a sneak attack.
A sneak attack either has to have someone engaged with the...
oh, there it is. Or when the target is within 5 feet of an ally of Mr. Mirror that isn't incapacitated, and he doesn't have disadvantage on the attack roll.
So he would also have sneak attack on... because you're pretty much in contact with him.
Pretty much, yeah. So too close.
The reason I said the hide is because he's got a cunning action. Cunning action is a bonus action that can be used to dash, disengage, or hide.
If you think that's the best thing if you think that's what he would do.
Yeah, either is fine. He could also make his attacks and then decide what he wants to do with his move and with his cunning action. So
I think let's do that. I think his instinct is going to be to fire.
Sure.
And then he will respond. So do I just roll?
Yeah, 2 attacks with that hand crossbow, and we'll just treat it as if it's a firearm. There are actually rules for the firearms in the Game Master's Guide. I just forgot to add.
Oh, is there? Okay, yeah. All right, no worries. Let's see how Mr. Mirror does. He sort of, I see it as being quite an intricate looking pistol. Actually, comes out. It's got some gold filigree on it and a rich sort of oak sort of main sort of piece, and he just sort of brings that out and fires.
Yeah, 20. That is a crit. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, does it? I think if you click on if you hover over the name in chat, I think if you click on that, it should roll damage. Beautiful. Look at that. And you can roll sneak attack. If you click on that, you should.
So I click on the sneak attack on his sheet.
Yep, and we'll just double it because it's a crit. 5 points of damage, so it's 18 points of damage from his first shot. Look at that.
Oh, right.
And what you see, so he is blasted back. He gets his second attack.
Oh, of course he gets another one. Come on, Mr. Mirror. He's amazing. He's amazing.
As a miss, something behind him explodes. Does Mr. Mirror want to stand where he is, or does he want to engage? He could also hide if he wants. Well, that would leave Harlan on his own.
No, I don't think he will. I think. Does his pistol need a reload, or is it?
Probably 6-shooter.
Okay, all right. So he's had 2. I think what he's going to do is he's going to switch to does he have the short sword? Is that actually a thing he has? Yep. So he switches to his blade, I think. Yep. And that's his action, to switch to his blade.
That's you get 1 free interaction with object per round in Tales of Count. So he would draw that. If he wants to move anywhere, you could say he does that as well.
I think he does. I think what he does is he positions himself sort of he's going to try and vault over the counter.
Yeah. Love it. Easily
block his escape, insofar as he looks as if he's going to escape, because he doesn't look in a good way.
No, perfect. And then Harlan, what are you doing?
Good gracious, what is Harlan doing? He will, I suppose, just firebolt him, couldn't there? Something.
You could. Now, firebolt, I think you would have disadvantage on it because it's a range attack, and you're engaged with him.
Oh, okay. Could I? Let's find out how this works. I think I would seek to try and step away. My instinct, as this blast goes off, is to try and step away and then do it.
One thing we haven't talked about is the Mage Armor spell. Mage Armor has a duration of 8 hours.
8 hours. It is. It's like the D&D 5e.
Exactly. So, am I correct in thinking that that's one of the things he does at the start of his day?
Yes, please.
So then that would mean, because I think it's either 13. I think it's 13 plus your dex bonus.
Have I got my spells in here?
Oh, you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Let me just pop that into chat.
Yeah, 13 plus dex. Brilliant. And I think your dex is plus 2, so you have 15. I need a 15 to hit you. So if you're stepping back from him, Eddie is going to try and get you.
Let's see how he does.
I did hit.
Okay.
I managed to hit. That was a 19 I rolled, which means...
Oh, now, how does it work? It's the spell ends if the target dons armor, or if you just... No, so it's still up, even if I'm hit.
Yeah. Oh, but this is where your shield... I think shield is a reaction.
Shield. Yes, I will definitely try the shield if I can.
The shield is... plus, shield would, if you want to use that as your reaction... Yeah, that would block the blade.
It would, because it would, yeah.
Okay. So one of your spell slots is gone. That's only your reaction, though. So you step away. It does take your shield to stop him from stabbing you with this cursed blade. You stagger back, and Nen, you wanted to use Firebolt?
Well, I think... what does Magic Missile do?
Magic Missile is automatic hits. It does 1d4 plus 1, and I think at your level you can conjure 3.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
So if you're using that, Magic Missile, George would fully endorse that. He uses Magic Missile. Yeah, he loves Magic Missile.
Well, if George endorses it, That's
so
an
if
endorsement
you go to
I'll take.
the first, not your spells tab, but the first tab in the center at the top is all your attacks, including all your spells.
I've got it.
So you just got to click 3 times with your magic missile.
Okay, so 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Nice. And would you tell us what they look like?
They are they're like small sort of globes of power, but it looks like each one has a a deep azure blue look to them as they form, and within the deep blue form is just simply clouds, the sort of or wispy clouds. As they hit, they just clatter and explode.
Love it. So those 3 of them detonate against him, and his whatever transformed state is, he's still up, though quite badly injured. So then he is going to lash out with the blade against Mr. Mirror. What's Mr. Mirror's AC?
His AC is, I'm looking desperately for anything 13. He's got, is 12.
12. Okay, so he manages to hit him, and then does 7 points of damage to him.
He can, so can I change that on here?
You should be able to. On
Would it be on his token?
His token should track back, but I actually don't know if that's certain.
Okay, let me just let me just see if I can. I don't think it lets me edit the sheet. Does it? No, that's. Let me just go to his
it doesn't really
sheet.
Track. What it'll do is it'll keep the sheet will track the maximum of it, not necessarily the current. But you do have full edit capabilities with.
Let's go with the token. How many damage was it?
It was 7 points of damage.
Okay, let's see if I can do that. Yeah, there you go.
And then he is going to speak a word towards you in a language you are proficient with, Void Tongue, and you can hear words from beyond the worlds.
As are we both. Yeah.
That is a 22. You take 8 points of slashing damage as the words cut into you.
Okay.
Mr. Mirror's up. What's he doing?
Got it. He's going to try and take him down with his blades.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
He makes 2 melee attacks. I don't think he doesn't get the sneak on this one, does he?
No, because he's not flanking, or he doesn't have someone within 5 feet of him, and he's not doesn't have advantage on the attack.
That's no problem. Okay, let's see how he does. So what's he got? He's on a +4 attack for the first one. That's
he has a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so I click on the thing.
4 points. Oh, he's nearly down.
And let's just see if the second attack, maybe Mr. Mirror. Oh, that's a good one.
That's it.
That's so good. Bosh.
So slash, stab, and then he is down on the ground. And he's... Go ahead.
As he drops, I think Mr. Mirror was... There's like a flourish, but there's like a very articulated mechanical like flourish with the blade.
Yeah.
And then it goes, and then it disappears away somewhere into his...
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can hear, like, he hits the ground and he's sputtering out, and you know what, like, last words are for this. And if you... Both, if Harlan comes over to look down over the counter down at him where Mr. Mirror sees him, you can see he's looking up at the two of you and sputtering out the last, and he's back to looking normal. You can see the blade. It's not the demon's hand any longer. It's just a shiv with, like, tape or rope or whatever on the end of a crudely made knife. But he looks you, Harlan, square in the eye and says, "See you again, mate." And he dies.
Wow.
That brings us to the end of our session.
Oh my goodness.
So, first time with Tales of the Valiant, Graham. What did you think?
Yeah, great. I mean, I think it's very reminiscent of 5e, which is fine. So I play a little bit of 5e, but I think what I just wanted to say, what you've done with the game in terms of the setting and how you're using it is really fascinating and interesting, and that's probably the thing that appeals to me probably more than the Tales of the Valiant, which I'm sure is great. But
well, you did an amazing job of bringing this character to life and making and filling in so much of the world with it too. So that was just a shit ton of fun.
I love the player authorial stuff that you're opening up in this. It's great fun.
Awesome. All right, then for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this impromptu Tales of the Valiant session. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the game, or the adventure we played today, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to most of the games and campaigns that we run on the channel. I'll post Mr. Kredge's character sheet over there as well,
Nice.
because under the either it probably makes sense to do under the 5e thing. I should change the description of the 5e channel to be 5e and Tales of the Valiant. I'll post that over there because I've been doing it under assorted games, and I think it probably could be a combined channel because I don't really talk about 5th edition or 5.5 all that much anyway. There's also channels there for Find a Group, GM discussion, virtual tabletop chat. There's a terrific, helpful, knowledgeable, and friendly community over there. You are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. Trying to think if I got anything on offer here. Oh, you know where I got from them recently, actually, was, speaking of Kobold Press, is the Zobat Clockwork City sourcebook. If they don't have something in stock that you're looking for, you can put it on a want list. It'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code SPRING26DM. It's listed down below. It'll save you 10% on any purchase of $10 or more through the website. That'll change as of May 1st, 2026. So if you're listening to this after that time, just come back to one of our more recent videos. You'll see what the current discount code is. The last thing I will say is a huge, huge, huge thank you to Graham. Being the sole player in a game is always an enormous shoulder. Not only are you having to be reactive the way that GMs do, you're not having the benefit of having the prep time. So being a sole player is not an easy task always. You made this an absolute pleasure to run. So thank you very much.
You, cheers.
And for those listening at home, is this the last we've heard of Reclaimer and Investigator Harlan Kredge? I guess we'll just have to see.
I don't think so.
We will be back soon with something else, but until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our intrepid Reclaimer and Investigator is uncovering. As they're simply trying to find a missing knife. I mean, how hard can that be? Cutlery. This should not be this challenging of a process. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.